a controversial story out of your neck of the woods, out of Washington, D.C. This anti-abortion group releases hidden camera video that claims to expose abortion providers with this one particular doctor. You hear him on this film saying that hypothetically, if a fetus was born alive through an attempted abortion, that he and his staff would, quote, not help it stay alive. Pregnant women were sent into clinics with hidden cameras by this group called Live Action. 2 videos have already been released, and the group says it has more. Shannon Travis is working the story for us today out of our nation's capital. And Shannon, tell me more about this group. What is this group aiming?
Yeah, Brooke, these the videos, they claim to expose something inhumane and frankly illegal, the alleged willingness of medical personnel to actually kill babies who are born alive after botched abortions. Now, behind these videos, the staunch anti-abortion group Live Action, they say, Brooke, they did a 6-month investigation of facilities that perform late-term abortions. They deployed pregnant women, as you mentioned, to secretly record their conversations with staff. Now, the group released one video on Sunday that was recorded inside this facility in the Bronx. It's called the Dr. Emily Women's Health Center. A second video came out on Monday from here inside the D.C.-based Washington Surgery Clinic. Now, Live Action's founder and president, Lila Rose, spoke with her yesterday. She tells us that the group will soon release 6 more videos, perhaps another one this week. Now, at issue here, Brooke, is the 2002 Born Alive Infant Protection Act. It essentially mandates that if a baby is born during an abortion attempt, doctors must work to save it. Now, in the case of Live Action's video shot at that Bronx clinic, the secret investigator asked the staffer what would happen if it appeared the baby was breathing.
It automatically stopped. It won't be able to.
It won't be able. Okay. So I'm not even going to see it.
No.
Now, that solution the worker is talking about is used to discard abortion specimens. Now, a second worker separately explained to the secret investigator at that clinic that they would follow the law and try to save the baby if it's born alive. In the secret video from the Washington, D.C. abortion clinic, the doctor explains that a baby never survived an abortion at his clinic, but then he's asked, what if it did?
I mean, technically, legally we would be obligated to help it, to survive. But, it probably wouldn't. It's all in how vigorously you do things to help a fetus survive at this point. Obviously, you're here for a certain procedure, and if your pregnancy were, let's say you went into labor, the membranes ruptured, and you delivered before we got to the termination part of the procedure here, then we would do things, we would not help it.
We would not help it. Live Action claims that kind of talk is illegal, though the law does not explicitly say simply talking about withholding help is illegal. For both clinics, Live Action urges investigations by health officials and law enforcement. We reached out to those various agencies, but we have not yet received responses. Meanwhile, we've also reached out to the clinics. We received a repeated no comments from the person, a person at the Dr. Emily Women's Health Center, who once hung up the phone on us, and at the D.C. facility, the facility director of the Bronx facility, she did speak with the Washington Post. Her name is Marjana Banzo. We just want to read to you what she said to the Washington Post. Quote, if my staff member or somebody had mentioned something like that, it was something they didn't understand. We separately spoke with the lawyer for the Washington Surgery Clinic and Dr. Santangelo. He sent us this statement, quote, it is one thing for people to disagree with social policy and laws implementing them, like those governing the termination of pregnancies in the District of Columbia. It is quite another for an organization secretly to tape record what was thought to be a private exchange between a physician and his patient, and then to publish excerpts of that recording with commentary placing that physician in a false and defaming light. Brooke, the lawyer, added, quote, Dr. Santangelo practices medicine in full compliance with the laws, controlling in the District of Columbia. We should note one last thing, Brooke. We should stress that we have not heard from any authorities that any of these clinics broke the law, and that these tapes do not show anyone doing anything illegally. Also, Live Action is under some fire itself. They have a history of controversial undercover videos that are selectively edited. Others have focused on sex selection, abortion, and child sex trafficking. Brooke.
Shannon, just quickly to be crystal clear, do we know if this doctor is still practicing at this particular clinic?
Yes. From what we understand from his lawyer, he is still practicing. The lawyer tells us that he is not a political figure and didn't mean to be embroiled in what's quickly becoming a bit of a political controversy.
Okay. Shannon Travis for us in Washington. Shannon, thank you.